Hello folks, welcome back to this video series about DevOps. Today we'll be talking about containers. Before we talk about containers, let's understand what is virtual machine and what is virtualization. Virtual machine is a software that lets you create isolated environments. Isolated environments as if you are working on a totally dedicated physical servers with totally dedicated operating systems for you. The technology that we use here is called virtualization. The technology is called virtualization and the software is called virtual machine. This kind of isolated environments are needed by enterprises to recreate production bugs, to test out your softwares, to recreate a brand new environment, etc. You might have used an application from VMware to create a virtualized environment, to create something like Linux operating system on your host Windows operating system. The issue with virtual machines is that they are very resource intensive. They need a lot of memory, a lot of disk space, a lot of computing power to create a virtual machine on your system. This makes them less portable as well. This is where containers come into the picture. They share resources among them. They need a very little resource in terms of computing power, storage, etc. So containers can be called a very lightweight virtual machine. But this analogy is just to understand the functionality of a container. In reality, if you see the architecture of containers and compare it with that of virtual machine, there are a lot of differences. Containers need so less resource that they can be created in an order of seconds. So containers have a lot of good qualities, almost all the good qualities of virtual machines, along with being more portable, more scalable, and easily replaceable. Containers can be understood by an analogy of houses and apartments. Now, virtual machines are like your houses and villas. So, a house is reserved by a family. Different houses don't share any resource with one another. However, think about apartments. All the families which live in apartments, they share the same building, they share the same maybe lift, they share the same parking space, main gate, etc. So containers are more like apartments. They share system resources as computing, storage space, networking, etc. So in this way, containers are more efficient in terms of resource uses because they share the resources with each other. Though the concept of containers was already there within even Unix operating system, but Docker popularized it. Docker made containers very easy to create, delete, and manage. Now there are various other implementations of containers coming from Google, Mesosphere, Docker itself, and so on and so forth. Now Docker and Kubernetes are container management system. They can enable you to create containers on not only on one single server, but a cluster of various servers. All the cloud service provider, whether it's AWS or Google or Microsoft Azure, they provide software capabilities using which you can manage the containers. Some of the main features containers provide is scalability, isolation, accurate testing, replicable environment, resource optimization, performance, high availability, and it is compliant to various continuous integration and DevOps principles. Container technology is one of the fastest growing technology in the IT sector. It is changing the way IT sector creates a software, tests the software, and deploys the software. DockerHub.com, which hosts images for running these containers, has close to 10 billion pulls as of now. The whole microservices and serverless based technologies are keeping the containers at the center stage. This container movement, due to the awesome feature of the containers and their ease of use, is going to transform the IT sector, creates, tests, deploys, and manages an application product. In the next video, we are going to talk about Docker containers and the way containers works. So till the next time, all the best.